Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope this video finds you well. Today I am going to install Wazuh server and with the scenario of single node, and I am going to install on the Ubuntu OS 22.04 Ubuntu OS version. We are going to install the Wazuh server, and I am going to install the latest version of Wazuh server 4.9. You simply have to follow the guidelines from the Wazuh developers and the instructions and step I am going to perform in this video. So let's just move towards the installation. First of all, what we have to do, we have to go to this installation guide and click on this Wazuh indexer button, and you have to click on this step by step installation button. So first of all, we are going to install the Wazuh indexer, and these are the steps and stages we are going to do: certificates creation, node installation, and the cluster initialization. You need root use privilege to run all these commands. So I am going to change the user, and now I am going to run these commands one by one. Okay, we have curl setup node available, so you simply have to install it by this simple command. We have this curl package missing in our OS, so we have installed it first. Now run that command and it is successful. Now download this default configuration file. Now we have to edit this configuration file to assign the IP address to our Wazuh indexer, Wazuh manager, and dashboard. So this is the default configuration file. Hope you guys are familiar with this. My node name is Ubuntu, whatever the node name is yours. I'm going to install indexer on this, and this is the IP I am going to use in this installation, and the IP which contain I have assigned to this machine. Because I am installing single node, so I am going to put the same IP for all cases. And now we have to run this command to create the certificates. And if we are going to install multi-node cluster, these certificates will be usable in every node. Okay, sorry, we have to run this one command, and the certificates have been created successfully. Now compress all the necessary files and remove this. Now if you are installing on the CentOS, you have to select this yum. If you are installing on the Ubuntu, you will select this apt. So we are going to proceed with this apt. Enter Y and press enter. and it has been installed. Now we have to add the Wazuh repository. Before that, we are going to check for some dependencies, so our installation will be proceeded successfully without any error or the delays. Now we have to add this GPG key, and we have to add this repository. So I'm going to skip this step. If you have to update your OS, you can run this command, or let's run this command as well. It will update some packages, and that's done. Now we are going to install the Wazuh Indexer package. So the download process just has been started. It will take around about 5 minutes to get this download, and then it will going to install it. Okay, the download and installation process just has been completed. Now we have to run these three commands to start the service for Wazuh Indexer. That will take a bit time to get started. After the Wazuh Indexer service will be start. Okay, we don't have to start that. Before that, we have to edit this configuration file. Yeah, we got into an error. Okay, what will be the network host IP? Let's read some instructions. Set the address of the node for the both HTTP and transport traffic. This node, the node will bind to the address and use it as its publish address, except an IP address or the host. Use the same node address set in the config.yaml to create the SSL certificate. So I am going to, because we have the single IP, single node, so the same will be used everywhere. So there is no need to worry about. And here in the last, and we have to save the configuration file. So if we are going to install the cluster, so we, for that we have to follow these instructions. I'm not going to do so, so I have performed some important steps which we require for our installation case. Now we are going to install the certificates we have created earlier, and we have to replace the $sign node name with our node name, which is Ubuntu, and we have to replace it with on the fourth places. And the certificate folder, already I have created that, so I am going to run the remaining commands. This is the some permission part. If you guys were familiar, and in the end, the ownership to the Wazuh indexer. Now, what is the next step? Now we have to try that Wazuh indexer will be started. I have already enabled this service, so I am going to skip that part. After that, we will run this command for the single node. Otherwise, in the future, we will see a red OK or some incomplete installation. Now it will be started. Yeah, and it's running, active and running. So run this command to initialize the single node cluster, and the indexer installation part is completed. Now we are going to install Wazuh server, which is another component for the Wazuh, and the node has been cluster has been started. The cluster name is this, and the cluster state is green, and we have one node in our cluster. So we already have installed these some missing packages, gpg key, repository, and the update package information has been done. So we are going to run this command for the Wazuh manager installation directly. And it will take around about 2 minutes to get this package download, which is 333 MB in the size. Okay guys, our Wazuh manager also downloaded and installed with this the latest version of 4.9.2-1, and now we have to install the file beat, which is also an component for the Wazuh manager, Wazuh server, Wazuh manager. After that, we have to go with this step, configuring file beat, download the pre-configured file beat configuration file. If you miss any of the step or jump any of the instruction, you will not be able to install the Wazuh server. Now we are going to edit this configuration file which we have downloaded. In this configuration file, we have to do what? The list of Wazuh injection node to connect to. You can use either IP address or the host name. By default, the host is set to localhost. Replace it with your Wazuh indexer address accordingly. We have to change single IP address in this configuration file, and you have to save the configuration file. Now create a file beat key store to secure store authentication credential. Run this command and then add the default username and password admin to the secret key store that will we use in the future to log in to our Wazuh dashboard GUI. After that, download the alert templates for the Wazuh indexer. Okay, give the permissions. Install the Wazuh module for the file beat. Now we have to deploy the certificates as I have named my Wazuh server as Wazuh dash 1. You have to use the name you have assigned in the first configuration file config.yml yml and replace this name at the four places like we have done earlier. $sign node name, and then run these commands one by one to complete the deployment of the certificates for Wazuh server, which is an component. Okay, after this configuring the Wazuh indexer connection, you can skip this step if you are not going to use vulnerability detection capability. I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to perform this step, and the default step-by-step credentials are admin and admin. If we do not perform this, admin and admin username and password will be used in the future. And now we have to assign the indexer IP in this configuration file, and you have to press Ctrl W in this editor and type host and press enter. It will take you to this line of code directly, and this is my indexer IP. And if you have multiple indexer, you can paste their IP addresses like this. And now we are going to start the Wazuh manager service. After that, we can check the status service for the Wazuh manager, and then we have to start the file beat service as well. We have installed it parallel to the Wazuh manager. Okay, this service has been started. Now again we have to reload the daemon and enable the file beat, and then start the file beat service. Now what you can check this file beat output by this command. All OKs will be tell you that your installation is going successfully and smoothly. And if you are installing the multi-node deployment for the Wazuh server, you have to perform these steps as well. I'm going to skip these steps. Now the last part for our the installation Wazuh dashboard, step by step. Run this command. After that, we have already added or downloaded the repository, and I am going to run this installation command for the Wazuh dashboard. These are some dependencies which our OS is installing by this command. Install the following packages is missing. These are the four packages which were missing in our OS. The packages were downloaded and the installation is going on. Missing packages were installed. Now we have to install the Wazuh dashboard. It is installing 4.9.2-1 and the download size is 166 MB. And Wazuh dashboard has been downloaded, installed and successful. Now we have to follow this configuration, configuring the Wazuh dashboard. Edit this configuration file and replace the following values. What we have to do, the setting specific, the host of the Wazuh dashboard server. This line will contain the IP address for our Wazuh dashboard if we are running the cluster with multiple node. As the single node installation, both part will contain the same IP. Now we have to deploy the certificates. As I have named my dashboard as our dashboard and replace the dashboard with this node name $sign and run these commands one by one. Okay, all done. Now we have to start the dashboard. And the dashboard also started. After that we have to edit this configuration file and replace the URL value with the IP address of host name of the Wazuh server master node as again the same IP address for our node is 192.168.56.5 and save this configuration file. After that you have to access the dashboard using this example URL and here you have successfully installed the latest Wazuh server on the Ubuntu OS which is 22.04. This is our server latest version. This is how you guys can easily install the latest Wazuh server on Ubuntu. Hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe my channel and share with your friends, colleagues and students. Please support me and my channel. Until then, stay blessed, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.